Welcome to Middle East Minute by Al Monitor. From our studio in New York, I'm Adam Lucente. Here are the headlines we're looking at across the region. Today is Tuesday, August 18th, 2026. Syria said that Israel struck the Abu ad-Duhr airbase in the northwest Idlib province on Tuesday, condemning the action. The Israeli military did not immediately comment. Israel's military actions in Syria since the fall of the Assad regime in late 2024 have largely concentrated in the south, close to the Israeli border. Turkey has reportedly been involved in efforts to rehabilitate the Abu ad-Duhr airbase amid the growing rivalry between the Israeli and Turkish governments in the region. U.S. advisor Jared Kushner held a 4-hour meeting with Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu on Monday, resulting in some clarity over the next steps in the Gaza peace plan, though questions remain. In an upcoming article for Al Monitor, Ben Caspit wrote that Netanyahu agreed to move forward with U.S. President Donald Trump's plan, but expressed doubts that Hamas will actually disarm. Caspit reported that Israel would not withdraw from the parts of Gaza it controls at present. The Israeli military will refrain from hitting Hamas unless there is an immediate security threat, and that U.S. General Jasper Jeffers, commander of the UN-mandated International Stabilization Force, would oversee the disarmament. The Israeli military said it killed an Islamic Jihad commander involved in the October 7th massacre in Gaza on Tuesday. Netanyahu is facing pressure ahead of the Israeli elections in October and the disagreements with the Trump administration over the plan, which calls for Israel to withdraw and Hamas to disarm in stages, and was initially rejected by the premier. Kushner held a meeting with Hamas leader Khalil al-Hayya in Cairo on Sunday before the sit-down with Netanyahu. Hamas said in a statement after the Cairo meeting that it wants the U.S.-led Board of Peace to, quote, compel Netanyahu to implement the Gaza plan, while the Times of Israel reported on Monday that Hamas said it would only disarm if Netanyahu publicly commits to the plan. Prime Minister of Iraq's Kurdistan region, Masroor Barzani, accused Iran of firing drones at his office on Monday, marking a major escalation in the Iraqi front of the regional war. The attacks came a day after Barzani told Al Jazeera the Kurdistan region wants to stay out of the U.S.-Iran conflict, and a day after Axios reported that regional president, Nachervan Barzani, was involved in efforts to mediate between the Trump administration and the IRGC. It also follows the removal of Patriot missiles from a U.S. base in the Kurdistan region, which had been used to defend Iranian Kurdish groups in Iraq from attacks, Al Monitor's Amber Zaman reported on Monday. Iran has escalated its attacks on Iranian Kurdish dissidents across the border since the current war began. Zaman noted that Monday's attack comes as Israel ups its pro-Kurdish rhetoric, and while the Iranian Kurdish groups remain united under a single umbrella, calling for the overthrow of the Islamic Republic. Iranian parliament speaker and top negotiator Mohammad Bagher Ghalibaf said on Tuesday that the Strait of Hormuz will remain shut until the U.S. meets Iran's demands, reiterating that Washington must lift its blockade of Iranian ports, remove oil sanctions, release frozen Iranian assets, and end military operations and threats against Iran. The data firm Kepler said on Monday that crossings through the strait were down nearly 20% last week, while traffic in the Bab el-Mandeb close to Yemen and the Red Sea increased more than 6%. Thanks for listening to Middle East Minute. For the links to these stories and to keep up with headlines from across the region, visit almonitor.com. and subscribe to Middle East Minute on Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts. Until next time, I'm Adam Lucente.